Students, families, counselors, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining the Missouri ACAC Virtual College Fair. This is a college fair for all Missouri students, and we're so thrilled that you're joining us. My name is Zach, and I'll be your facilitator for today, and I wanted to cover a few housekeeping items before we jump in with these 5 really awesome colleges. We are doing the 6x6 model, so these institutions will all be presenting for 6 minutes on their specific institution, but they are here behind the scenes the entire time. So if you have questions at any point, you can ask your questions. You do not need to wait for Lawrence Tech to be asking questions of Lawrence Tech, because Lawrence Tech is ready and waiting to answer all of your questions as you're ready to go. If you've got general questions, tell me about your biology programs, tell me about your pre-med, tell me about basketball on campus. You can ask those, and our college reps will all be happy to chime in and answer. If you've got very specific questions for an individual institution, make sure you @ them. So, hey, Lawrence Tech, tell me about this specific engineering program. You can use that Q&A button to send in your questions, and they get sent just to our panelists, and they'll work to answer the question during the entire session. Students and counselors, your cameras and your microphones are off, so the college representatives cannot see you, cannot hear you, so use that Q&A to type in the questions. This is hour 1 of a 3-hour virtual college fair, so we encourage you to go to strivescan.com/Missouri, the same place you went to register for this session. Check out other sessions that are later today. And also, these sessions are being recorded, and we'll post them tomorrow at strivescan.com/Missouri as well. The order of institutions is, let me slip ahead to that slide here. We are in session D3, Embry-Riddle, University of Utah, Lawrence Tech, University of Wyoming, and Missouri University of Science and Technology. We are here. So Embry-Riddle, go ahead and grab screen share from me, Rebecca, when you're ready. And students, a reminder, send in your questions at any point. You've got 5 really outstanding admissions reps that are here to answer your questions and are on the ready for you. So Rebecca, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome, thank you so much. I will go ahead and share my screen. So hi everyone, as you can see, my name is Rebecca. I'm one of the assistant directors of admissions over at Embry-Riddle. I'm joined by my colleague Mara, who is also here to help answer any questions that you have. But just to get started, just a quick intro about where we're located at Embry-Riddle. When you go to hopefully apply, you do have the option of 3 different campuses. We have 2 residential campuses, one in Daytona Beach, Florida, one in Prescott, Arizona, and then we also have our worldwide online campus if you're looking to get a degree online. Our Daytona Beach campus is right on the beach, so it's right about 10 minutes away from the beach, about an hour north of Kennedy Space Center and about an hour from Orlando as well. We're literally adjacent to the Daytona Beach International Airport, which is great for our flight students, and you basically have sunshine year-round. Our Prescott, Arizona campus is about an hour and a half from Phoenix, a little bit different landscape compared to Florida. So if you like mountain biking or hiking, then that could be a great option for you. Both of our residential campuses have a lot of programs that do align, so you truly do have your choice. Some programs are campus specific though, so we encourage you to let us know if you're interested in a certain degree program to figure out which campus is the best fit for you. We love to emphasize the tangible experiences that you'd be getting at Embry-Riddle. Regardless of your campus, you're going to be in small class sizes. As you can see, our average class size at the Daytona campus is 27 students, where our average class size at the Prescott campus is about 24 students. Something I love to emphasize as well is that all of our classes are only ever taught by professors. So not only are your professors going to be knowledgeable in the field that they're teaching just because they have these experiences themselves, they can also serve as great connections for you outside of the classroom. So as you go to look for internships or jobs after graduation, then your professors can be great resources for you outside of the classroom as well. That definitely translates to our placement rate. So as you can see, we're pretty close to perfect. 96% of our graduating students either go on to get a job directly related to what they studied at Embry-Riddle, or they go on to grad school. So even that 4% keeping us away from perfect may very well be students getting jobs after graduation that they're happy with, maybe just not directly related to what they studied at Embry-Riddle. And of course, we are much more than just academics as well. We do have over 350 clubs and organizations on campus, so there's a lot of ways to get involved between athletics, ROTC, Greek life, so much more. So if you're interested in something specific, we most likely have it on campus. I briefly touched on a few of these opportunities to get involved on campus as well. The other kind of component that we love to emphasize that our students take advantage of by attending Embry-Riddle is that they'd be getting a wider world view on campus as well. So like I briefly mentioned, these are different ways that you can get involved. We are a Division II school, so if you're interested in playing a Division II sport, you can most definitely do that at either of our residential campuses. You can also take a term to study abroad, so you can definitely work with our study abroad office to take some Embry-Riddle credits, but in a different country. We do also offer ROTC. So our Daytona Beach campus has all 4 branches of ROTC, and our Prescott campus has both Air Force and Army. We also have Greek life, and I love to mention how it's not necessarily what you see in the movies. It's very much not pressured upon our students to feel like they have to join Greek life if they don't want to. There's over 300 other clubs and organizations for you to join. But of course, if you're very much into philanthropy and want to meet a lot of different types of people, then Greek life can be a great way to get involved. I won't go through all of these programs to not take too much time, but here is just a taste of some of the programs that we offer. I'd like to highlight aeronautical science because that's our flight program. So if you're interested in becoming a commercial pilot, then you'll want to apply to our aeronautical science program. But as you can see, we have a lot of really unique programs. A couple of them are pre-med as well. Forensic biology is our pre-med program at our Prescott campus, and aerospace physiology studies how the human body reacts in space. And space travel, and it's also pre-med specifically at our Daytona Beach campus. So this is just a taste of everything we offer, but obviously we have a lot of really unique programs and hopefully something that could be right for you as well. So just to touch on becoming an Eagle and how to actually go through the application process and start your future with us. So we are not on the Common App, so you will actually want to apply on our specific website. Our application is still open for fall 2021. But if you're currently a junior or below, then you should expect to apply about July before your senior year. And we are rolling admissions. So essentially, the sooner you apply, the sooner you can complete your application and get a decision. So we do encourage you to apply early. Typically, we do have a $50 application fee, but you can use this fee waiver code to waive that fee and not have to pay it. And just keep in mind that after you do submit your application is not going to be complete until we receive at least your high school transcripts, which depending on your campus can be sent in a few different ways. And then we do have some optional documents as well. So we are test optional. This is outside of COVID times. So even if you're not currently a senior or a junior, we will be test optional. So you don't have to stress too much if you don't have scores that may not reflect who you are as a student. And so as you can see, we also allow letters of recommendation, essay, and resume to be optional as well. We want you to put your best foot forward. And if you have any types of questions after today, feel free to either reach out to me or Mara, and we're happy to help. That QR code is to scan for a virtual inquiry form as well. So I want to thank you for taking the time to meet with us today, and good luck to all the other presenters.
Thank you so much, Rebecca, for sharing that information. And just a reminder, this is our schedule for today. We are in session D3. Next up is University of Utah. So Mariah, go ahead and grab screen share from me. And as Mariah gets all set up with the presentation, reminder, use that Q&A, send in those questions. You can at a specific institution, or you can ask general questions. These admissions representatives are here to answer all of your questions that you may have. So Mariah, go ahead and take it away.
Hi, thank you, Zach. Like he mentioned, my name is Mariah Johnson. I'm an admissions counselor with the University of Utah. I realize my background is the same exact photo as you're seeing here. So if you want to keep seeing it, just look at my face or behind it and you'll see our lovely President's Circle here on campus and the wonderful Wasatch Mountains behind us. We are located in Salt Lake City, Utah, for those that don't know. So that is the state capital, which makes for some very fun aspects. So you may have heard the term college town before, but we really like to think of ourselves as a college city. We are a major metropolitan area. Our campus is about 10 minutes from downtown and from the state capitol. There's all sorts of restaurants and shopping. There's Dave & Buster's and all sorts of other entertainment, but also lots of people just flock to Utah for outdoor recreation, whether that's camping, rafting, skiing especially. Utah, if you don't know, is known for having the best snow on earth. And there's some science behind that. You can actually study that science at the U in our snow science programs, but I don't exactly know what it is because I'm not a scientist. But besides all the fun things to be had downtown and around the state, you can also think of all the opportunities, like both academically and professionally. our state capitol is always looking for students for internships, for paid internships. Our state legislator does not employ full-time staff, so they rely on the U to employ students at the Capitol building. In terms of research, we have students in our geological sciences department that have done a lot of research in Arches National Park, because the arches themselves actually have a vibration and they vibrate at different frequencies depending on a host of things. So we have students that do research on that and see how helicopters flying over arches affect that. We're within half an hour of 7 world-class ski resorts, and within about a half day's drive, you could get to 5 different national parks, and they're all beautiful and unique. And it's so interesting because you can be in Salt Lake and you can experience snow and go skiing, and then you can drive 5 hours down to the southern part of our state and be in the desert. So that's something that's pretty unique about our location with the University of Utah. We also have a second campus location in Incheon, South Korea. Many people don't know about our Utah Asia campus, but you can study there for a bit also. We are a large school with over 24,000 undergraduate students, but we do try to keep that small school feel. Our average class size is around 23 students, 17-to-1 student faculty ratio. Like I mentioned, a little bit of research. We're actually a really big research institution. We're a Research One university. That essentially means that we get a lot of funding to do a lot of research and we conduct a lot of research. And I know that's a big term and people are always like, what does that mean? Isn't that just for graduate students? But we actually have an undergraduate research opportunities program that allows students, even in their freshman year, to conduct research or assist a professor on their research. So we do have over 100 different majors. There's a lot of room to flex that to be whatever you want, everything from pre-med and pre-law to sociology, psychology, pretty much anything you can think of. Now, people often forget the University of Utah when they think of the Pac-12, the Pacific Athletic Conference, but I'm here to remind you, we are one of the more recent members of the Pac-12. Now, it is an athletic conference, so we have very highly competitive, high-level athletics, but you can also think of it as an academic conference, because in order for us to even be invited to join the Pac-12, we have to achieve a certain academic standard that really matches that of our partner institutions. So if you think about the quality of education you could get at other Pac-12 schools, you can really expect the same quality of education at the University of Utah. Now, switching gears to the logistics of admissions, we are on the Common App. We're exclusively on the Common App for freshmen, so you'll want to find us there. Now, for seniors, the application for fall 2021 has closed, but for juniors, it will be available in August, and our early action deadline will be December 1. You'll want to apply by then to make sure that you're considered automatically for merit-based scholarships. You'll also want to submit high school transcripts directly from your school, and we will be test optional for next fall also. So if you don't have ACT or SAT scores, or maybe not too happy with the scores you do have, it is optional to submit them. Now, an important note is we use what's called a holistic review process. So we don't have a minimum GPA or test score requirement to be admitted. We review all applications. The primary factors are academic, your GPA, the rigor of your coursework. We also take secondary factors into consideration. If you're in any sports, if you work a part or full-time job, maybe online schooling wasn't your bag during the pandemic and your grades suffered a little bit. So you can give us a little bit of an explanation of those kinds of things, and we do read those personal sections. Now, a fun fact about Utah is the state actually makes it really easy to gain in-state residency for tuition purposes. Essentially, after a year of living in the state of Utah and then following a couple other domiciliary things, you can apply for in-state residency. So that means students would pay out-of-state their first year, but then they could go to paying in-state their second year. And that's over $20,000 savings between those 2 years, which makes a huge difference in the long run. So once again, my name is Mariah. This is my phone number and email. If you have any questions, you can also find my information on admissions.utah.edu, where you can also schedule an appointment with me. Thank you.
Thanks, Mariah. That's great information about University of Utah. Appreciate it. Next up, we've got Lawrence Tech University, and Lawrence Tech, go ahead and grab screen share from me, Spencer. And as Spencer grabs screen share, a friendly reminder, don't wait till the end to submit your questions. You've got these college reps that are here to answer your questions anytime that you're ready. So use that Q&A and send those questions in. And Spencer, go ahead and take it away.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for stopping in here for this presentation. I really do appreciate it. My name is Spencer Mattinson. I am the admissions advisor for Lawrence Tech for the state of Missouri, then a couple other ones as well. But once I click, this is Lawrence Tech. So we are located in Southfield, Michigan, about 25 minutes north of Detroit. Oddly enough, we're about 30 minutes away from the airport, which is not located in Detroit, even though it is called the Detroit Metro Airport. Detroit metro words can be a little weird because everything is basically Metro Detroit. So just know that we're pretty close to the airport, easy to fly up over, pretty decent drive. But we are located right in the heart of Southfield, next to campus, as you can kind of see, a lot of different corporations and buildings. Students usually have internships or co-ops there. And then the other side, where we're taking this picture from, is a lot of residential areas. So that's where a lot of students live. That's where our Greek life houses are. And that's where a lot of different restaurants and kind of more seascape kind of places are. But a little bit about Lawrence Tech. 3,000 students on our campus from 43 different states, 48 different countries, and over 30,000 alumni worldwide. We are a small private institution. We are a STEM-based school, and we really thrive and pride ourselves on the fact that, we aren't this huge, wide-scaping campus. We have 30,000 students, as I mentioned, in our 4 different colleges, and that really gives us a chance to make those really key connections with our students, and allows you as the student to make those connections with the faculty, other students as well, and really getting involved. So we have, like I said, 4 different colleges you can see right here. We're most known for architecture and design. We are the #1 architecture school in Michigan. And we were founded as an engineering school about 100 years ago today. We also have a College of Arts and Sciences and a College of Business and Information Technology. Now, how Lawrence Tech works is actually as direct application to your program. And I'll show you kind of our programs in a second. So within our College of Architecture and Design, we have a multitude of different programs. If you see that double asterisk on the screen, that is just going to let you know that you can get a bachelor's and a master's degree in kind of one fell swoop. So it's really nice that you can actually come for 5 years and get a degree and a bachelor's degree and then a master's degree there. So as I mentioned, we are probably most known for our architecture program. About 1/2 of Michigan architects are actually from Lawrence Tech. So we're widely known here. And then, as you saw from our alumni base, we're widely recognized from around the world. So I said earlier that it's direct entry into your program. So you would apply, if you're interested in any of these programs, you would apply to architecture, interior design, industrial design, anything like that. But if you weren't really sure which design program or engineering program you wanted to apply to, you would just simply apply to the college that you're most interested in. So if any of these interested you, you would just apply to the College of Architecture and Design, or probably our largest college in regards to majors, the College of Arts and Sciences. You could apply to any number of these. It also includes our pre-professional programs like pre-medical, pre-dental, and pre-law. If you're looking to go towards that, you would just major in chemical biology, chemistry, molecular and cell biology. Then you have a focus into pre-law, medical, or dental. We also offer College of Business and IT. Pretty straightforward. There are 2 big programs in there, business administration and IT. But with business administration, you would just pick a focus that you wanted to go into. So you can see them listed all right there. You could decide which one you like, or if it really was more applicable to you, you could simply just kind of go as a general business student for the time being, feel out the other business focuses, and then pick one your second semester in. And then finally, as I mentioned, we were founded as an engineering school in 1932, and we've grown we've grown a lot since then. This has been a very long time. We have master's programs and doctoral programs. We've added some new programs and really tried to expand on the work that we do. Mechanical engineering is probably what we're most known for in this college. Robotics engineering is really big too. Civil engineering, then as you kind of see that double asterisk there, that's for architectural engineering. You can get a bachelor's and that master's degree. So a lot of programs you can go into. And what's nice is that no matter what program you're going into, you're going to get a really unique learning environment. So like I said, directly into your major, you're going to start your classes for your major freshman year. We want to make sure that you are really getting to know what program you're going into, and you're really making sure that you're making the right decision. Also, only faculty members on our campus, no teacher assistants or grad assistants, 11-to-1 student faculty ratio, average class size is about 17 students per class, and that's including intro to engineering, intro to psychology, any sort of intro course, the first level courses, even our gen ed courses. Those are all going to be small class sizes because, again, we really think that it benefits the student to have that more personal experience when it comes to what you're paying for, which is your schooling. It makes sure that you have a voice in your classes and you can actually talk to people and get to know them. We also have an honors program. If you want to possibly join that, you do need to apply for that once you've applied to Lawrence Tech. We have service-based learning and study abroad opportunities. And we also have opportunities to do that work in Detroit, in Southfield, and in Michigan too. So it's not like you have to go across the globe to get work to do to kind of give back to the community. We will let you, and we want you to give back to the community if you can. Even for in Missouri too, we can see if we can work something out to where you could do some summer programs that would benefit your program and benefit your local home community. We were founded on this idea of theory and practice, and that is that you're going to get theory in the classroom and practice doing hands-on work, whether it be in labs, your internship, co-op, or anything like that. We were actually founded right next to Henry Ford's first plant in Highland Park, and we had a partnership with them so that their employees could come to school at night. So we've really been grounded in that since day one. And we really see that it benefits our students, not only with their success in their classes, but post-graduation. 92% of our grads have jobs in their field at time of graduation. And that's all because of the work that students are doing in their labs and outside of labs. Lots of organizations you can join. As you can kind of see some listed here. We do have athletics if you can apply for those. We're NAIA, everything from basketball, football, baseball, and everything like that. I think my time is running up though, which is totally fine. So I'm going to pass that along. Someone else, have any questions for my information in the chat box? So thank you guys so much.
Great. Thanks so much, Spencer, for sharing that information. Next up, we've got University of Wyoming, and then last up, we'll have Missouri University of Science and Technology. Well, we will have an opportunity to do some round robin and answer general questions. Fawcett, go ahead and grab screen share from me. And as they do, a reminder, send in your questions via that Q&A button, and our admissions reps will happily answer them. And University of Wyoming, take it away.
And then
we lost the screen share. There we go. We're back.
I did. My apologies. Good evening. My name is Farset Patrick. I am the regional representative for the University of Wyoming. We are located in Laramie, Wyoming. We are the only institution in the entire state. A little bit about our institution. We have about 12,200 students, a little over. We're considered a medium-sized university. We have a 15-to-1 student to faculty ratio. So our average class size is about 30 students. 90% of our classes are taught by professors, and 92% of our graduates last year had a job at least 6 months after graduation. Couple of things to do. So we definitely balance the academic and social experience as well. So we have more than 100 miles of biking trails. 30 minutes away from any of your snowing activities. We're about 15 minutes away from climbing and hiking and biking trails. So definitely if any of our students are interested in doing outdoor activities, we would be a great location for that. UW Pride, we are Division I in our athletics. And so we have our men and women's sports teams, about 17 of those. We also have club sports and intramural sports for our students that still want to stay active, but they don't compete competitively. We definitely have our Greek system and our Greek row and our houses, our fraternity and sorority houses on campus, but also just over 300 clubs and organizations, again, just for students to get involved on campus, especially if you're coming from out of state. Residence life, currently we have 4 residence halls. You are required to live on campus your first year. We do encourage highly our freshman interest groups. Those can be academic, and so we do have an engineering hall, and we have an honors college hall, but we also have the social side again for the students that might be interested or might have something in common that is not just academically based. So we do also have halls and floors for our first generation students and students that just share a similar social interest on campus. Majors, we offer over 200 different areas of study, pretty much everything from accounting to zoology. We, of course, do offer double major and minor options as well. We're definitely known for our College of Agriculture, but we do have a very competitive nursing program, as well as our engineering and with our College of Business. So our admissions process this year, we were test optional. We have not, the Board of Trustees has not made a decision for our upcoming fall. And for our seniors, our application is currently open. And then for our juniors, it will open in August. But right now, we're just requiring the 3.0 GPA. And again, if you have an ACT or ACT, if you are a senior, you can send that in. If not, it's test optional for fall 2021. We do have rolling admissions, so we don't have a hard set deadline. Our direct entry for nursing and pharmacy, they do have a hard deadline, and that would be December the 1st. We are available on the common application or on our university website. There is a $40 application fee, and at this time, again, just to have a completed application file, we're looking for that transcript. We do, of course, accept and look forward to our students that are taking advanced placement classes or an IB, or you're doing dual enrollment at one of your community colleges. Out-of-state scholarships, definitely we offer a Children of Alumni benefit. This is for any of our students that their parents are alumni of the university. Also our Brown and Gold Commitment Scholarship Program. You'll see listed here in the different denominations. It's, again, we are test optional this year, but typically we would look at your GPA as well as your SAT or ACT test score to determine the awarding amount for the academic year. Honors College, I did mention that we have an honors floor. So yes, if you're very competitive, you still want to graduate with an honors degree, but you also still want to be able to major in engineering, or you want to be able to major in psychology. We do offer an honors program. It is in addition to the application just for general admission, but they have such great resources, tutoring. They do get priority registration and guaranteed research. So currently we are open to in-person visits through the month of April if you were able to come and visit the campus. We also offer virtual tours on one-on-one Zoom sessions. My contact information is listed here, so I'll be more than happy to connect with you. Thank you so much for your time today.
Great, thank you so much for sharing that information. And last up, we have Missouri University of Science and Technology. So a reminder, we're in D3. So Missouri S&T, go ahead and grab screen share from me. As they do send in those questions, don't wait till the end. We will have some opportunities at the very end to answer questions verbally, but we want our reps to be able to type answers that you may have as well. So Tyler, go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you so much. Welcome everyone. My name is Tyler Johnson. I'm one of the assistant directors here at Missouri S&T. I'm also a Missouri S&T alumni. Missouri S&T, for those who may not know, is located in Rolla, Missouri. Rolla is about halfway on Interstate 44, halfway between Springfield and St. Louis, Missouri. And where we're located, it gives students a lot of outdoor recreational opportunities like going spelunking, cave diving, or taking advantage of many of our jogging trails or biking trails. The city of Rolla itself is about 20,000, and it's a really good college town in the sense that it gives students a small town feel, a small town charm, but yet you have those amenities like a movie theater or like going to shopping venues, a Kohl's, a GameStop, things of that nature. Our campus is small to mid-size. We've got nearly 8,000 students. And in terms of where we rank, Missouri S&T is widely known for engineering. 75% of our students actually major in engineering. We were rated the #1 public university for engineering just a few years ago. And in terms of our alumni salary potential, we are #1 for the state of Missouri. And that's something that consistently you will see. Missouri S&T being ranked very, very highly for our annual return on investment. And just last year, we were ranked 8th in the nation by Business Insider. So it really does look at that added value you get by choosing to attend Missouri S&T. One thing I did want to bring up as well, it's a recent alumni donation that came to the university last year. Fred Kummer donated $300 million. So that is not a typo and you did not mishear me. It was the largest ever single gift in the history of Missouri higher education. And what it's going to do is establish the Cummer Foundation that will create a number of new offshoots. It's going to create a new school of entrepreneurship on our campus. It's going to help provide for renovations or even building entirely new structures. But one of the things that it was going to do too is provide some new funding for scholarships. And already we were this year for the senior class able to offer for STEM students a Cummer Vanguard Scholarship. It was competitive and you had to apply for it, but it was a stackable scholarship that could add $1,000 to $3,000. In terms of our degree offerings, our College of Arts, Sciences, and Business, this is where you would find programs in the humanities, such as history and English. This is where you're going to find some of those sciences too, like biology, chemistry, and physics. We have a technical communications degree, which is technical writing. And that information science and technology program is kind of a good bridge between a business and a computer science degree. As I mentioned, most of our students at S&T and what we're known for on a national scale is engineering. And that's where you would find our 15 engineering degrees here. We have engineering degrees in your popular ones like mechanical and civil, but then we also have engineering degrees in ones that are a little more rare to find. For example, nuclear engineering, we're the only one in the state of Missouri who offers that. Our ceramic and metallurgical engineering programs are even more rare than that. They're just one of 6 in the nation for metallurgical, I think one of 2 just for ceramic. So there is a wide variety of degree options. And if you are considering engineering, I do strongly encourage you to keep S&T in mind. A lot of these programs do blend well with others, so it'd be very easy for you to get a dual degree and maybe just add another semester on. At Missouri S&T, we have over 250 different clubs, activities, organizations for you to participate in. So if you're interested in theater, if you're interested in being a part of the marching band, you can do that at S&T. If you want to join the barbecuing club or the Humans versus Zombies organization or one of our esports teams, you can do that at S&T. We do have Greek life, and about a quarter of our students participate with that. We are a Division II athletic school. So Division II, I feel, is a good blend of being a student athlete. And then something that we are unique for is our student design teams. We have 20 different student design teams, and they're things like building a Formula SAE car, or building a Mars rover, or a solar house. So they're very hands-on, and it's a good way for you to connect with members in industry and help start that networking process, and even list something that's very unique for your resume. At Missouri S&T, we have one of the largest career fairs in the Midwest. So fall 2019, we had a record number of employers come for our in-person career fair. And you can see our starting average salary for our recent graduates was over $67,000. We are a key recruiting school for many employers, and big name companies like Boeing, like MasterCard, come to S&T because they know of the quality of student that we are able to produce. So for those of you who are still seniors, you can still apply. Our application is free, and we are test optional not only this year, but we are test optional for next year too. That application for anyone who is a junior will open up over the summer. So I recommend checking it out that 4th of July weekend. Last, I wanted to close with scholarships. So for our in-state students, I provided a grid showing you what test score you would need in order to qualify for a scholarship. I do want to provide that caveat that we are awarding test optional students the same dollar amount of scholarships, but of course there wouldn't be that minimum ACT requirement. For our in-state students, our highest level scholarship is called the Chancellor Scholarship, and it is one that you have to apply for. I list the criteria there for you. Thanks very much.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Tyler, for sharing that information. Now, in our final few minutes before we wrap up the fair, I do want to invite all of my college reps to turn back on their cameras, join me. We're going to do what I call a round robin, where I ask one question and we'll go in the same order that we presented in and give us some tips. So the question for today is, what advice do you have for someone going through the college search process? A lot of our attendees today are juniors or underclassmen from the state of Missouri. So think about your college search. Think about tips that you give students in the process, and what would you be willing to share What wisdom can you share with them? So let's go in the same order that we presented in, and I'm going to stop this share and we're going to Brady Bunch it here. And let's go ahead and kick things off.
Awesome. So my advice would definitely be to ask questions. As you heard in the presentation today, a lot of us are very similar. A lot of us are pretty different in some ways. So we don't bite. We're here to help you. So feel free to start asking us questions now. It's not too early. We're happy to help and be a representative for you to be able to get through this process smoothly. I can also speak for Embry-Riddle. I strongly encourage you to apply early. We do have some programs that do have limited number of spots. So I would definitely look to apply early if you can and reach out to me and Mara if you have any questions.
Yeah, I love that ask questions advice because even if it's just to introduce yourself to an admission counselor, that's a great touch point. These admissions people, they want to hear from you in the process. So definitely ask questions, get involved in the process. Mariah, what advice do you have for students as they're starting the college search process?
Yeah, those are some great points Rebecca made. I would also add, think about the experiences you've had throughout your schooling so far, whether that was marching band or sport or something like that, or maybe experiences that are new to you that you know you're going to want to have, like studying abroad or service learning projects, and look for schools that have all those opportunities. I think that'll help you find your best fit a little bit more.
Yeah, great advice. Spencer, some tips.
Yeah, so I always tell my students, go where you want to go. Don't let other people make a decision for you. So don't go where your boyfriend or girlfriend or significant other is going or where your parents went, unless that's the place you really want to go to. Take the time, do the research, find the program that fits you, find the school that you feel comfortable at, and go to that one. It's okay if you don't know anybody there. Or it's okay if it's even the most popular school that everybody's going to, as long as you feel like you're making the right decision that's for you, you're going to end up having a successful college career. So just make sure that you're making that decision for yourself. Don't let people make it for you.
Great. Thanks, Spencer. Marcette, advice for students as they're going through the college search process.
I would definitely say visit the campus if you have the opportunity. Definitely try to do a virtual visit if you're not able to physically go. And also, if you're not already on the mailing list for the colleges you're interested in, get on their mailing list so you can start to get some of their publications about what's happening on their campuses.
Great advice. I love both of those tips. Excellent. Tyler, tips that you've got for students as they're starting their search process.
Sure. So to do something different, I'll point out looking at costs. I think it's good to look at the schools that you're interested in and do a big picture kind of what the costs are going to look like, especially for those of you who are in Missouri. You may have A+. For both of my sisters, that was the cheaper route for them to come to Missouri S&T, was to use A+. Then they transferred to S&T. They're both graduates now of the university. But for me, it was cheaper to come in as a freshman. So I would say look at your costs, look at your potential scholarships.
Excellent. Thank you for those tips. One other question in the few minutes we have remaining. Again, we'll go in the same order. What is your favorite event or tradition on your campus? What's the one thing that sets your campus apart and you're like, this is so cool. This is so quintessential. Same order. Let's go ahead and start with Embry-Riddle.
Yeah, so something cool that happens on our campus, of course, as you can tell, we're an aeronautical university. A lot of our students want to go into more of the aerospace and aviation fields. So it's not really one specific event that I like to highlight. It's really just our community on campus, just because at least in our Daytona Beach campus, we're about an hour from Kennedy Space Center, like I mentioned. So whenever there's launches, our students will actually watch the launches from our campus. So it really just brings the community together. A lot of our students, of course, are interested in that type of thing and end up becoming NASA's next aerospace engineers. So it's definitely just a great way to bring our campus together that I like to talk about.
Cool. Thank you. Mariah.
I think a lot of times people give references from athletic events, and I'll do the same. During our football games, we have something called the third down jump, which is during the third down, when football things are happening. I don't understand football, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know what a down is, but that's what it's called. And everyone in the stand starts jumping up and down and waving the threes. And when they do this, it actually rattles the stadium so much that it registers on our campus seismograph stations as a minor earthquake. So I like to use that example to say not only how spirited our students are and excited they are to be part of you, but that our students are quite literally groundbreaking.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome. Cool. Spencer, how about you?
Yeah, so I always like to look at our first year Ignite. It's the first week when students are back on campus because you just feel the new energy in the air. It just has so many different events on campus. There's recruiting for different organizations, but there's also like outdoor yoga, there's concerts, and musical presentations and stuff. And so it's just a really cool way to just see your fellow students, hang out a little bit, and then just kind of feel Lawrence Tech's vibes again. You know, it always freshens the year up right when you get to do that.
Cool. Farzette.
I think one of the most fun events is during homecoming. Our Greek fraternities and sororities, they will decorate floats. It is very competitive. They take it very seriously, but our judges are our football team members. And so they also take it very seriously. Everybody gets really involved. And of course, it's part of the whole homecoming week celebration and kind of ends it. It gets the football players hype. It also gets the students hype as we go into the game.
Cool. Thank you. And last but not least, Tyler.
So for me, no question, St. Pat's. For those who may not know, St. Patrick is the patron saint of engineering. And since a lot of our students major in engineering, St. Pat's is a big tradition on our campus. The festivities usually start a few weeks before, but even sometimes months before, students will start the countdown. Our campus has been around for 150 years, and we've had an official St. Pat's celebration since 1908. So it's been around for a long time.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for sharing. College reps, thank you for spending a little bit of time answering and sharing your institutions. Students and counselors, thank you so much for joining us to learn today. We hope that you've uncovered a new college as you're going through your search process. As you close the window, a very quick 4-question survey will appear. We asked for your feedback. And this is hour 1 of a 3-hour virtual college fair for students in Missouri. So check out strivescan.com/Missouri for sessions the next 2 hours. You can hear from more colleges, expand your horizon. And thank you all for joining us and have a great evening. Bye-bye all.